Yeah, I mean, it's a difficult match, I think, in a lot of ways. It's very difficult to break down a team that sits so deep. They also played in a completely different shape than we've seen them play ever before. So to have them come out with five backs and sit so deep, I think we had a lot of trouble breaking that down. I think you add into that the fact that I felt our guys were just a little bit too cautious about the affair. I think our guys were more concerned about the transition than they were about creating attacking moments. And those two things add up to not a great performance in the first half. But what we saw in the second half was much improved, and we're pleased to walk out with another 3 points. No, yeah, Andres was given the role of the single pivot for us tonight. And I thought he was a player like the rest that took him a while to come into the game really well. But I thought the second half was very positive for him. Jackson was dropping very deep in the first half, as well as Johnny. So I felt like we really had three players that were dropping into deep spaces and not occupying high enough spaces. So that was an adjustment we made at the halftime, and I thought it worked well.
What was the key to kind of getting behind them in the second half? Because it seemed like you were able to find a lot more space out wide in that second 45.
Yeah, I really just felt, as I said from the opening statements, I felt that we were just way too cautious about the game in the first half. I mean, the picture that they were presenting to us was extremely defensive. 5 players in the back, nobody releasing in wide spaces, and both of our fullbacks were extremely hesitant about going forward. So it just didn't add up or make any sense. We needed to get those players really high. We needed to be looking for wide combinations. And we just weren't getting the job done. So for me, it was mostly about positioning, but also about intent and attitude.
I wanted to ask about maybe you might be planning some rotations for the game against Mexico, or would you keep the same base given the history behind the game between the United States and Mexico? Thanks.
Yeah, I mean, I think the idea of rotation in this tournament is very interesting. And the idea in this tournament about rotation for us right now is, I don't even know that that's something that makes sense because every field player that's here in our roster has now contributed. We had 6 changes to the starting lineup today. So, what is and what is not our best group is to be determined. And these are the decisions that the coaching staff will make because we will want to beat Mexico. We will want to win this group.